I came up with this as a teenager because I was so obsessed with history and baffled every single one of my teachers. So I'm going to try it with you all and see if you can get a history teacher or anybody to explain this if they can. Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. John F. Kennedy was elected to Congress in 1946. Abraham Lincoln was elected president in 1860. John F. Kennedy was elected president in 1960. Both were particularly concerned with civil rights. Both wives lost their children while living in the White House. Both presidents were shot on a Friday. Both presidents were shot in the head. Now here is where it gets really weird. Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy. Kennedy's secretary was named Lincoln. Both were assassinated by Southerners. Both were succeeded by Southerners named Johnson. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, was born in 1908. John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated Lincoln, was born in 1839. Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated Kennedy, was born in 1939. Both assassins were known by their three names. Both names are composed of 15 letters. Please, hang on to your seat. Lincoln was shot at the theater named Ford. Kennedy was shot in a car called Lincoln made by Ford. Lincoln was shot in a theater and his assassin ran and hid in a warehouse. Kennedy was shot from a warehouse and his assassin ran and hid in the theater. Booth and Oswald were assassinated before their trials. And here's the kicker. A week before Lincoln was shot, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy was shot, he was with Marilyn Monroe. On the basis of all of this, I have a prediction. In 2046, a man named Ulysses Johnson will be elected to Congress and to president in 2060. Lincoln and Kennedy are 7-letter names, and going alphabetically backwards from L to K gives the name starting with J. As pointed out, both Kennedy and Lincoln were followed by President Johnson with a 6-lettered first name. Why a 6-lettered first name? Because the future President Johnson is the end of the story and everything has to be neatly tied up. Lincoln's successor was Andrew, starting with A, the first letter in the alphabet, while Kennedy's successor, Lyndon, starts with L, the 11th letter in the alphabet. So Johnson's successor will have the first name starting with the 21st letter in the alphabet, U, and with 6 letters, Ulysses. But Johnson won't have a successor, so he gets the name. The link between assassin and president will be crowned the future president, Johnson killing himself, of course. Booth, Lincoln's assassin, had 5 letters in his surname, while Oswald had 6, so the next killer has to have 7 in his surname, Johnson. Why does he commit suicide by shooting himself in the head on a Friday? Who knows? But everything points to him being the last president. Maybe there's a connection. I'm sure there's a lot of other coincidences that fit in, but that's the broad picture. Now I just have to make sure I'm around to see it.